Hello dear traders, let us review how markets fared in the past week. Last week the Dow Jones Industrial Average Stock Index fell 1.6%, S&P 500 fell 3.1% and Nasdaq fell 5.4%. The US dollar weakened. Weak economic data came out in China on Monday. The manufacturing PMI receded more than expected, which heightened global economic risks and suspended stock market growth. Further negative came from the Thomson Reuters agency, which forecasted a 4.4% decline in earnings of S&P 500 components in fourth quarter 2015. In the beginning of last week, the probability of a Fed rate hike was priced in at 17%. No important economic data were released on Tuesday. Stocks continued falling on weak forecasts from the oil major ExxonMobil and companies' planned cuts in capital spending. The US stocks slightly rose on Wednesday on strong US labor market data in January from ADP. Oil prices soared 8% on hopes of OPEC production cut, which supported the oil shares growth. US stock indices continued advancing on Thursday, although no particular economic data were released. Investors expected the official labor market data for January to be positive after the ADP report. Their expectations were met only in part, and stock indices fell sharply on Friday. US labor market data came in mixed. The non-farm payrolls rose 151,000 in January, far below the expected 190,000. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate fell surprisingly from 5% to 4.9%, and the average hourly earnings rose 0.5%. On this news, the probability of a Fed rate hike this year edged up to 53%. This supported the US dollar, which ended the week lower all the same. The additional negative for the stock market was a downward revised financial outlook for LinkedIn social network on Friday, which drove the company's stocks lower 44%. The shares of other web companies fell as well on this news. This week began with a further fall in stock market indices and US dollar weakening. Important economic data will come out only on Friday. The EU and Germany's fourth quarter GDP, US retail sales for January, US University of Michigan Consumer Confidence Index for February. Fed Chair Janet Yellen will testify to US Congress on Wednesday and Thursday. The event may influence the markets as well. This was all for the week. Thank you. Happy trading. See you next week.